Rolling Stones. Insert music here.
Which one?
Who do you think?
You can't always
No, I mean,
get
what
what you
track?
want.
Insert any track.
Can't always
Stop
get
spinning
what
the
you
apples
want.
away, damn it!
They're not
They're not
apples,
apples,
they're
they're
Wumpa
Wumpa
fruit.
Wait, if you spin the Wumpa fruit, you don't collect
It
it?
spins away,
Yeah,
yeah.
they go away.
Well, that's dumb.
It's not, it's actually really easy to not do that, but yeah, kind of slightly.
I don't care,
No.
I'm gonna wind up with more than enough lives. In fact, I max out at multiple points.
Refresh my memory here, because it's been a long time since I last 100% this game, but what did the keys do?
They unlock 2 extra levels.
Yeah, they unlock 2 extra levels. One of them is the second pig riding stage, the other is a darkness level.
Yeah, both of
Needless
which I
to say,
skipped because they're both
Both
pointless.
are a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I like the riding levels in the later Crash games, but god damn it, Hog Wild is... Ugh.
Next.
Yeah. It's like, I watched this Raw, and I was going to get on your ass for not getting the gem, but getting the
it
gem
controls
basically
stiffly.
requires you to repeatedly suicide until victory.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on a second, we're not okay with that?
Well, it's okay in the later games because checkpoints save your boxes, but when you suicide in the pig level, you have to fucking play the game, the whole stage from the beginning every time. Also, the warthog isn't nearly as adorable as the as the polar bear or the tiger. In fact, I like to imagine Crash getting to the end of the level, the curtain closing, and him just tearing it to pieces with his teeth.
Well, do bandicoots eat meat, or...?
I don't even know.
Are they carnivores?
Yeah.
I will look it up now.
Although I do... Although speaking of why he's a bandicoot...
Change like that
Yeah.
is exactly the reason why I prefer an analog stick in Crash games, because this is a lot harder than Ryan's making it look.
But yes, Bandicoot, or at least some reference to that. Originally, this was just called Sonic's ass game.
Wait, they just used a Sonic model?
No, it was. They knew it was going to be an animal, but they didn't know what exactly, so they just made a generic animal, and the most famous animal video game character at the time was Sonic. And since you're looking at his behind the entire time because he's running forward, the prototype was just called Sonic's ass game.
Ah, God.
But apparently they went through a lot of different designs. There was a weasel or a wart and a bunch of different animals at once.
Color gem we just passed by pisses me the fuck off.
At least
All
like
it
2
does-
boxes.
It takes you to the bottom of the pit. The bottom of a not bottomless pit.
Wait,
And
you have to
you
jump
actually-
into a bottomless
No, no,
pit.
no.
Oh, no, there's an elevator gem that you can get in a later stage that will slowly descend and take you to the bottom of that pit where there are a few boxes you need to get the gem. If you fall, you die.
So wait, you could jump into that pit and die, but if the gem tells you to jump into the pit, then you're not dead.
If the gem carries you down to the bottom, you're fine. If you fall down to the bottom of that pit, which is nowhere near as bottomless as, say, the 2D levels that let you jump all the way to the bottom if you have room and not die, you still die. It's just, it bugs the crap out of me. In later games, when color gems take you to an alternate path, they are, like, legitimately almost completely different level areas.
Yeah,
So-
especially in 3.
Yeah, it's worth those games, but in 1, it's just not.
That part right there you just passed where you had to maneuver left and right to get those
Yeah.
2 boxes, a pain in the ass.
Those, I always miss those, damn it.
Yeah, I was trying to go for the jump. But since I already missed one, I was just like, yeah, fuck it.
Incidentally, the trick to getting past these things without dying is usually watching the timing, because if you're not paying attention to where the obstacles are going to be when you get to them, you might just steer directly into them as they move.
Yep.
Those pigs on sticks, especially, are a pain in the ass.
Not really, I never really had a problem. It was always these people I had a problem with.
Yeah.
So, before Crash Bandicoot, Naughty Dog made... Never heard of it. Rings of Power. Never heard of it.
I believe they
And
made some
Wade-
Genesis games.
Rings of Power is the only Genesis game they have.
Okay.
Rings of Power is the only one I've heard of, but only because Crash 3 makes a reference to it.
Oh, the flying stage, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a stage called Rings of Power.
And but after that, it's Crash Bandicoot and I guess the rest is history.
Yeah. Naughty Dog actually since Crash Bandicoot, Naughty Dog has one of the best records for a developer.
Mhm.
Like
they
good
did-
games to bad games.
Yes.
Yeah. Because they have Crash 1, immediately did Jack and Daxter 1, 2, and 3. Then they did the Uncharted games, which, although I personally don't like, have very good reputations, and then they just completed Last of Us.
Oh, Naughty Dog did The Last of Us? I
Yeah.
didn't
Yes.
even know who developed that.
And it's damn good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Naughty Dog, Sony's very fortunate for buying Naughty Dog when they did.
Well, it's pretty much their only first-party studio.
No, Sony Computer Entertainment has a studio or two.
Well, they don't have as many studios as like Nintendo.
No, not as Nintendo, but they do own a number of studios themselves.
What timing?
Even though I would think Crash Bandicoot still controls relatively well, it's still a bit. Stiff.
It's a bit stiff, but it's certainly. Having played this and Spyro 1 back to back for the channel, Spyro 1 controls a lot more stiffly than this does.
You know what you miss the most though? The slide.
Yeah.
And slide jumping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, this game isn't bad in any particular way. Just 2 and 3 are a lot better.
Yeah, there's no reason to play it when you got 2 and 3.
It looks fair from what I'm seeing.
Hence why I make the comparison to Sonic and Mario 1. There's nothing inherently wrong with it. Just 2 and 3 do a lot more to get you engaged.
Well, like again, I want to blame the hardware a little bit more than the developers itself, because there's not really a whole lot you can do with a 3D platform or on the PS1.
Well,
Or at least this early on, there probably wasn't a whole lot you could do with it.
At the time, they had nothing had really been done with, not much had really been done with 3D platforming. And what was the competition when this came out? Bug?
Don't you badmouth bugs. No, I'm
Super
kidding.
Mario
64 wasn't
came
out.
out at around the same time this did. They were both being developed around the same-ish time. My point is, 3D platforming was just starting, so that is
3D, a lot of
very
things were just
necessarily
starting,
a
so.
problem. It just hasn't aged well.
2 and 3 are better. Yeah.
Much better, but
Like
Ted,
again, this
Ted.
isn't a bad game. It's just archaic.
You have a PSP, Ted. You can
Dude,
download.
do you know how big even my just Nintendo back? Moving on to other systems until I can
missing
finish the
out.
ones.
Dude,
I...
you should at least play the original 3 Crash games. They're good and they're
Especially Crash 2 and 3.
yeah.
Crash 2 is one of those games I can just go back to whenever I'm playing one sitting, and it's just a blast.
I enjoy Crash 3 a bit more, but I'll play Crash 2 just about as much.
Crash 2 and 3 for me are very neck and neck.
Yeah.
It's funny. I never really have. I love Crash 3 overall, but I never really have as much fun replaying it as I do Crash 2. I'm not sure.
Oh, are you cheating the game?
No,
this
No, that flat thing there is
Your
you're
cue.
meant to jump back here.
I just wanted to make sure I didn't just run right off.
Oh, so you can do that?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever run right off in the back area. I think. the
Well, I
game's
just wanted to be sure.
I can't remember if there's an invisible wall there either, so.
I think the game stops you.
So why are you beating up all the random jungle animals?
Because they're in my way.
Yeah.
What did they ever do to you, huh?
They're in my
Well,
way.
they will kill you.
Yeah, but okay, you know what? The plants that are trying to eat you, fine. But what was that monkey doing?
It's a video
Minding
game.
his own fucking business. That's what he was
It's
doing.
a video game, Ted.
No, that monkey's minding its own business for about 3 seconds, and then it's actively rolling to the opposite side.
Oh,
He's
see,
not
he's
watching-
trying to run away
He's
from you.
not watching where he's going. I'm sorry, he
so
deserves
death
that.
is the jaywalking death.
Now you're getting it.
That one pit we just went through actually does give you a back area that you can hop into in case you fuck up the timing in the middle.
Oh wait, they're giving you 4 extra lives at once. What
Yeah.
is this, Galaxy?
This game gives you a lot of extra lives if you're decent.
On the
I'm
other
guessing
hand,
because they
you can
expect you
lose
to go through
lives
a lot of shit.
more easily.
I'm expecting, because they're expecting you to go get the gems, and expecting you to have a really hard fucking time with it.
Yeah, fuck
You
you, no.
missed an extra life.
I don't fucking need it. I'll hit
Are we gonna be doing that all those playthrough?
I'll be hitting 99 soon enough.
But you can hit 99 a
Oh,
little sooner.
Up the creek, we have our water level, and then the first real boss of the game.
So is the extra life count as obnoxious as Sonic 4 Episode 1? Without-
Not quite.
It all
Well,
depends.
you're-
It all depends on whether or not you're going for the gems or not.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
a
you
lot
said they were
like-
pointless, so no, you're not going for the gems.
You're a lot more likely to die in this game than in Sonic 4 Episode 1, I would say, just
Yeah.
in general.
Yeah. You can die in Sonic 4 Episode 1?
Believe it
Yeah,
or
if
not.
you don't hold the control pad to the right during that automated minecart sequence.
Definitely classify Crash 1 as the most difficult Crash game.
Well, because you're less equipped and it's just not as well polished.
And by that you mean no slide jump.
Yeah.
And no belly flop either.
No double jump, no spin hover, none of that fun
Well, I never
stuff.
found this. I never found the spin hover that useful as far as platforming goes, but
I got into the habit of using it a lot, and I carried that habit over to Jack and Daxter because using the spin kick in midair to give yourself more airtime is actually pretty.
well, they pretty much do it sometimes.
Yeah. The spin hover was something with an extra move you got for beating one of the bosses, though, so not a lot of stages require it.
You got it for beating Entropy, was it?
And towards the very end of the game, so yeah.
It was either Entropy or Dingodile, whichever.
No, I think Dingle Dial gave you the double jump.
We'll get to
So-
3 eventually.
So if you get 3 of the girl's face, do you go to a bonus stage?
Yes.
Okay.
Work as checkpoint, so if you die after you did a bonus stage, it'll go back to that box instead of the last checkpoint.
Really weird though that you can only save at these points.
You can only save in bonus stages.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mind
Like
you, this
not even
game's...
at the map screen or anything.
No.
No.
Mind
Huh.
you, this game also has passwords, so they kind of just assumed most people didn't have a memory card at the time.
I played
wasn't
Crash. I played Crash 1 for about a good 6 months before I got my first memory card, so I've been using
Yeah.
passwords as a result.
Well, were they selling them or were they just expensive?
Well, it was a multitude of things. They were new and people didn't really quite get what they were for.
Yeah. Because everyone was used to saving in the cartridge.
Well, all you have to do is explain that it's like a floppy disk for video games, and then I'm sure.
Oh,
that-
People-
well, you know what? People don't read instruction manuals, ever. I'm just saying.
You should know this, Ted.
need to read an instruction manual. All you have to say is it's like a floppy disk, but for video games. Everybody understands.
Really?
You know,
I just
people
would
on
have
this
said.
earth-
I just would have said you need this to save your game.
There are people on this earth, mostly don't understand button
Yeah.
prompts on screen, so yeah.
It was basically just we can't be sure people will understand the memory card, so this is just in case. Crash 2 and 3 don't have passwords at all, so...
Because at that point they assume you already know that what a memory card is and how it works, and everybody did, so nobody bitched.
Yeah. Very early PS1
but
games
John,
sometimes have
I
passwords.
want to write down 16 hard-to-see numbers on
Well, I don't.
and write them down and not be sure if that
That's
O is
rude.
an O or a 0 or if that's
Hey, it's the
7.
only returning boss character.
This is the only time we'll ever see big, by the way. The only difference is that they have a wider blast radius, which you kind of need to beat the boss.
Yeah.
So wait, they just made this one box for this one boss, and they never use
Well-
it in the rest of the
Well,
series.
technically it's just an enlarged model of the crate.
Yeah.
Only with the word "big" written on it,
Yeah.
That's what it
as
is.
if we couldn't tell that it was big already.
Whoa. Although the crates are actually a leftover of early game laziness design. They were gonna have you collect. They knew they were gonna have you collect stuff, but the easiest thing to make at the time was just a square box. So they were put in just to put them there, and then realized. And I guess at some point they thought, hey, this looks good with the level and basically style of the game, so we'll just keep them as boxes.
Does
Oh,
this
yeah.
asshole have a pattern to where he's jumping?
Yes, he
Yes.
does.
Oh, I saw that jump cut, by the way, Ryan.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't hiding it.
I saw that jump cut.
Yeah.
So what,
I
did you die, or does this guy
I-
just take that long?
I fell in the water.
You fell in the. This is. I was actually going to say.
You're less likely to die from rip-through, you're more likely to
Yeah, you're
fall in
most
the
likely to
water.
just fall off the fucking platform.
So his pattern is random.
No.
No,
No,
the first formation he's flying in a triangle.
Every
when
hit,
Every hit he changes.
has exactly one jumping pattern. He's going to jump. He's going to keep going in circles along those specific spaces.
Yeah, see, this one he's jumping on the
Middle row
bottom
and then the
middle,
bottom.
middle right, middle, and the middle left.
Oh, he's making a Tetris shape out of
And
the block.
an upside down triangle.
Yeah.
And
Now
it's,
he'll be doing the.
I can't wait until we get to Ripperoo and Crash 2.
You mean where he's
Is
hard
he
mode?
insane? Is he like wearing a
Yeah.
straitjacket?
He is, yes. That's it. He's wearing a straitjacket. He's got his tongue wagging out. He's laughing like a maniac, and he has swirly eyes.
Crash
Now-
Bandicoot and forces beating up the insane.
damn
Although-
right, they had it coming.
Although ironically, he's the only returning boss character besides Cortex.
Yeah. Ripperoo is a classic.
Okay, so John, if you can't be insane and you can't jaywalk, what can you do?
Not be in Crash's way.
Huh.
Sorry, you have to die.